Hey Jay, everybody! Welcome to a new monthly. I'm like looking, like, where's the camera today? Where is it? And it's right here. I found it.
Oh,
I wouldn't hit it. I wouldn't
yeah,
hit
that
it.
would knock it
Nick
down.
says we're live.
Okay, so
Video is good, no audio.
I was gonna say let's check on audio and video as usual.
No audio.
No audio.
Hi, but I can't hear you.
Okay.
Well, we'll just be right here.
Go ahead, entertain them. Do some juggling. I'm gonna check the focus rate because again they were using that too.
Okay. We're very quiet, so you can hear us, but we're just too quiet. Next to no sound. Okay. Hello, Hip Hop Elijah, who sent us a super chat already. I guess I get to write your name on the ball.
We're working on the audio, so if your comment is the audio is low, give us a chance. Ah!
You need to keep giving audio though.
Okay.
Because no one's gonna know if the audio's fixed.
Well, I'm currently writing a name on a ball, which we started doing last month, and it's exciting. I love writing friends' names on balls. That sounds weird. Hello, 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 hello. How's our audio now, guys?
We need to bring back our 3 a.m. Friday night
Test?
with the people in England or something.
Yeah, very good.
Well,
Can anyone hear us now? Yes, we disappeared for a second.
How are we now? Is the audio good? Can you hear us now? The sound is very low. I don't know.
They think we're offline at the moment. Yes, we can hear you. Can hear you now.
Wow, easily?
Yay. So the sound level is good. We have enough sound.
I can. People saying. I'll wait for. Nefenjo, can you hear us and see us? Is the video and audio good now? Everyone's saying yes, loud and clear.
All right, perfect. Then I think maybe you can get back in the ball pit. Welcome to the ball pit, everybody. How do we start these things?
Usually we go over some rules.
We go over some rules. Well, actually, because we've already gotten a couple super chats, I've already written somebody's name on a ball from our ball pit, which is our new rule for super chats. We will receive those gratefully and write your name on a ball.
Oh, I'm finding them right now. I got the Compton King. I got Nathan Vlogs.
Mm-hmm.
Who else we got in here?
I don't know. I just wrote Hip Hop Elijah, and I'm about to write Gamer Pro 999.
Still extremely quiet, apparently.
Oh.
Extremely quiet still.
Huh.
Well,
Well, I can fix that from here, maybe.
can you?
We don't want to be extremely quiet, although I am a quieter person.
Alright.
I can try to fix it from here at least.
And say, I try to get the mic readjusted because we had to reinstall that a little bit too. There was a mid-month mini concert last month with Adriana from our ball pit over on her channel. That may have changed a couple settings as well. They brought some of their own tech for that though. So yeah, apologies. Sometimes the night before we jump on an actual live stream in the middle of the night without telling anybody, just to check levels with anyone in Europe who's still awake or things like that. We didn't do that this time. We just checked on our end and it looked okay on our computer. But clearly, once it actually has to start streaming out, it's not always the same. So we'll try to do that again next time.
Yeah, sorry. Other rules that we need to go over before we can get this show on the road. We have some lovely moderators in our chat.
Lovely
looks like
people.
we've got Nefenjo and Jens is moderator.
Yeah.
And Jens, I haven't seen it. Sorry. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I haven't seen anybody else yet, but they're there to keep our chat working smoothly for you guys. They're there to keep it safe and good. So listen to them and be nice to each other. Don't spam the chat. Don't go screaming for attention. Don't ask for shout-outs. What else are they not supposed to do?
That's a lot of it. There are certain questions that we get all the stinking time.
We do!
And if we do get them all the stinking time, they might already be in the FAQ. There's an FAQ that some of our mods and fans have put together that could be helpful, and I think it's down in the description of this video. You can take a look there. Mods also tend to answer some of these themselves because they've been to so many of the live chats, probably almost all of them if there's some mods. So they have the answers too. We try to hit new questions more than old questions just because we have a limited amount of time. You guys also have a limited amount of time. We want to make it worth your while, so we're going to try to hit all the new questions if we can. We've got a couple new people to say hi to through Super Chat, by the way. Do you want me to write some if you guys want to find some questions? Oh, explain the question-making process.
The question-making process. Do you want to do that?
Sure. If you have a question, write the word question in all caps,
And I got Gamer Pro too.
followed by your question. If your question is, will you make blank musical, blank being whatever game, movie, anime you think we should make a musical about, the answer is always maybe. We might. We never rule anything out, but it's a question we get a lot, so think of another question.
The answer could also be we've already done it, because I know the last year especially we haven't been getting notifications out to everybody. So if you want to ask about one of those things, feel free to go ahead and just search our channel and see if it already exists, because we have been doing musicals for 8 years now. It's a lot of games been covered.
All right, so who do we have balls in here for that we've been adding?
We have added Hip Hop Elijah, thank you. Gamer Pro 99, thank you. We have added Luis Brune.
Brune?
I assume the W is still...
You're in our ball pit. I just wrote one out for Busy Brit. I'm questioning, is your name Brit or are you a Brit? Which, can you be both? I suppose you could be both. But you're in our ball pit now, too.
And it looks like Aqua Ash gets to get about...
Aqua Ash is going in the ball pit, too. Who's got the marker? I put it back, I think.
You did. Do you want to write it?
Yeah, I'll write another one. On the blue ball this
All right.
time. The blue ball.
I think that's all the rules.
I see questions coming in. I see the questions. They're here.
Woo!
I was going to
Let's
say,
try one.
we could first address on the topic of will you make blank musical. If your question ends up being will you make or can you make a Sally Face musical, the answer is yes to that one. We are working on that actively for our March musical, so expect that to be coming out closer to the end of the month.
Aqua Ash, you're on a blue ball. Okay, 'cause
And-
Aqua.
On the side of musicals as well, there's a common question we've seen a lot in the comments, and I've seen it already here, is when is the Sonic musical coming out? There's not one. It is a fake trailer. That was the musical for the month. There is a full album that you can listen to on Spotify and download and buy on all the typical music purchasing websites. All those songs are full songs, but only parts of them were included in that trailer, and that's all we're making of that. We are not making a full-length Sonic musical.
So consider that maybe like more like a radio play or like a music album that tells a story, because you can kind of follow the songs a little bit to figure out, you know, how the story would have gone. But yeah, if we're gonna make a whole Sonic movie, we'd probably have to film for another month, and you guys wouldn't hear from us probably until May. So at the risk of disappointing you guys, we would rather be back on the channel more frequently and not go dark on the channel for about 2 months straight trying to make this. And to be honest, I'm not even sure that we get all these actors back for that much filming. They have their own channels, their own lives, their own jobs, and they can't disappoint those people either. So, yeah, we're not going to be working on a full movie. We're instead going to be looking forward to the Sonic the Hedgehog movie that's actually coming out this year.
Woo!
Looking forward to being a very loose term.
We're gonna go see it.
We'll go see it. Who have you've added someone else's name?
I did. I saw Gamer Pro 999 asked that we call him Mason, so I've added Mason to your ball. so.
Mason. Very cool. And by the way, since we're still getting some super chats, I see one here from, oh man, my eyes, I can't. Do Darkness.
Do Darkness.
KH stands for Kingdom Hearts, maybe? I don't know, but
I have no idea.
Thank you so much for your super chat. And I'm going to make how about a purple ball for you? Can I put a purple ball on for you?
Sure.
That's fun. It's not going to be for you.
But I want it.
Of course you can make one for me.
Artisty wants to know who plays Undertale or Deltarune. I think we've all played Undertale.
Me.
And you both played through chapter 1 of Deltarune,
I
right?
didn't play
You
the whole
didn't?
chapter. I stopped.
I enjoyed both games immensely. I think they're great, and if you disagree with me, that's okay. I don't have to have you agree with me.
But I think it is super fun, and it's neat that there's multiple ways to play the game. It's neat that there is so much like quirky character to it. I think a lot of video games, you have to dig a little bit harder to find all the characters, but Undertale just puts it out there. It's like, even these random guards that you're going to meet that are going to stop you on your way and you have to figure out how to get past them, they've got a little character too. And it's just really, really nice to sit down and play for a little bit.
As a fan of video game soundtracks, Undertale and Deltarune have an amazing score. So Toby Fox is such a talented person in so many different ways, and I highly recommend both games. I can't wait for Deltarune Chapter 2. Do Darkness, there you go. This is your special purple ball.
It looks like Kiri Honor wants to know, what old consoles do you guys own that you use for research or for the Shovelware Wolf?
Oh boy, there you go. That's a good question.
We own a lot of old consoles. There's a Super as well.
I got it.
We own a lot of old consoles. Generally, if he plays it in one of the seasons, we probably own it. Actually, I think that's not even a probably. That's a guarantee.
Yeah,
If he plays it, we own it. But, I mean, we have NES, Super NES, N64, GameCube.
We do own an Atari.
An Atari 2600.
Yeah, because E.T. was on that.
PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4. We own a lot.
Basically,
Xbox,
any Nintendo
Xbox
console,
360,
every
yeah.
PlayStation console. We own Dreamcast, Sega Genesis.
Dreamcast, Sega Genesis, Virtual Boy. Good old Virtual Boy.
Very few Xbox. I mean,
have an
you own.
Xbox.
Okay, so do you own one of every Xbox?
I don't
now?
have the new one, no.
Okay.
But yeah, I have
New
an
one
Xbox
being a
and
loose
360.
term. The
Okay.
Xbox One's been out for a few years.
Yes.
We got to Darkness Cage.
Yes.
We also have a super chat from Andrew Baldwin. Thank you. And he actually has an interesting question.
Interesting question. What is this interesting question?
He apparently saw our Google Translate of Granny, which was fairly popular actually last month. So I'm betting a lot of you
I'm
probably
gonna say
did.
hopefully he's not the only one.
And he wants to know if we plan to do it with any more of our songs, and if so, which one we want to do next.
All right, rebounding that question back to you guys.
Yeah, because we had a ton of fun with the Google Translate. Obviously, it's really silly, and it's fun to actually come back to an old song that I haven't sung in a while.
And you're all about those languages too.
I know.
You love
It
to
was
see what
so
language
much fun.
translations do.
I actually got like the biggest kick out of looking at the weird thing that came out and trying to figure out like the chain of how it relates back to the original lyrics. So it was,
For example, a hammer turned into
a
button.
buttons, yes, which I'm still trying to figure that out. Cheeks turned into donkeys, which was an interesting string. Yeah, so it really so much fun for me. I'd love to do it again. Tell us what songs you would want us to Google Translate next.
Yes, because we do like to hear your input. And the answer is yes, we do plan to do some more. We've definitely talked, I think, about you wanted to try Hello Neighbor at some point.
I did want to try Hello Neighbor. I think that
so
would be
what's
a
in your
really
basement
fun
would be
one.
a fun one. Yeah. But yeah, we'd love to hear what you guys think. I see more super chats.
We do.
Like we're supposed to put more names on some more balls.
Emily Collins actually notes that she's already in our ball pit, which I know she is, and she asked if we put her friend Jess. So I'm gonna do that.
Sure. That sounds good. I know there's been a lot of buzz about Kingdom Hearts as a musical. Some people would like to see us do more with Kingdom Hearts. We've got fans of Kingdom Hearts here in the chat today. We got fans of Kingdom Hearts that have been in the musicals. Big the Cat and the new Sonic one, that's Devin. He was probably one of the very first people to say, please do Kingdom Hearts. Please, please, please do a Kingdom Hearts song. Angie Viper, who was Susie in Legendary Heroes back in January for Deltarune, she wanted us to do Kingdom Hearts. She was like, please, 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 I need some sort of a Kingdom Hearts musical. We haven't done something with Kingdom Hearts still, and I haven't even played through all the games. Nate's played the first two, I think, in the series. There's a lot of Kingdom Hearts lore
Yes,
to
there
dig
are.
through if we want to do it. So we'll see if we come back to Kingdom Hearts. Who do we have names on now?
We now have Jess and we have Sierra Ogden. Thank you so much,
Awesome.
guys.
Thank you, guys. Welcome to our ball pit. I like enjoying having people in our ball pit.
I know. It is actually really fun, like swimming around.
Yeah, there's more of them. I can find names a lot quicker now. Yes.
Just so that we can address this, because it actually has been in the comments a lot in the last few videos. Gaming Iris asked, "Are AJ and Gwen married?" Yes, we are. We are definitely.
We are?
definitely
What?
married.
What?
And you signed the paper.
I did.
We got married last October. We're very happy to be married. We've been dating for almost 3 years now. And it apparently just became very obvious. I don't really know why.
I think there
What
was a kiss in
happened?
the newest musical that freaked people out because we don't usually do that on camera. But I did come downstairs and I said, okay, so we're making a movie trailer. There's this epic thing where, like, the boy and the girl end up kissing in the movie trailer sometime dramatically. I'm like, you're Amy Rose, I'm Sonic. Is this something that's supposed to happen? So I don't know if it was the right choice, but it was a very movie trailer thing to do. So
It was kind of weird kissing for camera.
very weird kissing for camera. Let's not do that anymore.
Let's not do that.
That
We
was
forgot whether or not we had hands.
Yes, it got strange.
Oh my goodness.
There's a question from The Man, I believe it was, who said, can I be in a musical? Well, The Man, a lot of people have been asking that, actually. Usually on email. We get a lot of emails going, hey, here's who I am. Here's what I've done. Here's, my channel or what I like to, or the plays I've been in. Could I, audition or something? As a general rule, the answer to this is, who knows, maybe. We will always look at your resume, your demo reels, the videos or the songs you've covered, things like that. If you email them to us, and our email address is on YouTube, it's listed as a business email, but we'll always look at it. You can send any of your acting or singing right there, and we'll take a look at it. It doesn't mean anything will happen, and it's a lot harder to work with you if you don't live nearby us, and probably it's harder if you're not over 18 because we have to have extra parent paperwork.
Can you scroll up for the kawaii bagel? Yeah.
But yeah, it's not out of the
We're
question.
gonna get
It could happen, and we have collaborated with people online before too. So feel free to send us those things. If nothing else, we'd like to see what you're up to.
The Kawaii Bagel asks, would you rather make the Sonic trailer into an actual movie, eat your cats, or AJ transforms into Nate, Nate transforms into Gwen, and Gwen transforms into AJ for 3 years?
I would rather make the Sonic movie.
Yeah.
You know what? Even though I'm not eager to go back and film more for it, I wouldn't mind having a full movie. I like filming. It is fun to me. It's just we have a schedule to keep. So.
And we did come up with a plot that we liked, and I think we all enjoyed being those characters. We're definitely not eating our cats.
No.
I'm not even sure why that was an option.
No.
I wouldn't mind being you for 3 years. That might be fun.
Yeah, there are worse things to be. Yeah. I'd be sad though after 3 years are up and I can't be Nate anymore. Be kicked out of Nate's body and be
You
like,
don't want to be Nate.
well, I do the same thing. I'd cry under my bed every day if I was Nate too. People would be like, why is Nate crying under his bed? That's an AJ thing to do. What else is going on today? How are you guys today? How's your day? I was going to say starting, but it's technically past noon here in Pacific time. And a lot of you guys have probably already been up most of the day. Some of you guys might be ending the day.
Okay, so here's a question. Says, Artsty, will you do a Deltarune musical? That would be cool. It would be cool. We made one last month.
Sorry, by last month he means actually January.
Yes, January.
Yes.
Sorry. We
It's
made
2
a
months old now.
Deltarune musical in January.
So that would be the perfect time to have searched our channel to see if your favorite game has already been done.
Because we have been doing this for coming up 8 years now and just about every month. So 8 times 12 is what?
80.
That's assuming we only make one per, which we know we've made
96?
All right, so there are a minimum of 96 musicals on the channel right now. If you haven't watched 96 Random Encounters music videos, it means you've missed some. And I can tell for certain that there are actually 100 and something.
Yeah, because we've doubled up some months, especially around
Yeah.
Christmas time. Last November, actually, we doubled up. So
Yeah, I want to say about 110 maybe. There's about 110 music videos that we've done. So if you haven't watched 110 music videos from Random Encounters, tra-la, now's your chance. You can go watch them. And one of them is a Deltarune song. Yeah.
Neff has a good reminder for us for March birthdays.
March birthdays.
How could I forget?
Yes, the March of Time.
So if your birthday is in March, we wish you a very happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Oh, are we gonna start singing now?
No.
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 Now.
No.
Now
but we're-
singing.
There's no March birthdays amongst us.
Nope.
So
No.
yeah, you
My
have to
dad,
celebrate
but he's not here.
your
And my-
dad's birthday.
And my brother.
Oh, your brother. Okay. So we've got some family that have March birthdays, but we're gonna have to turn to you guys. You guys can celebrate the March birthdays for us, extra hard. Yeah, we didn't have any February birthdays amongst us either. None of us have birthdays until later this year in the summer. That's weird. Oh, let's see. A reminder, if you try to super chat us repeatedly, we generally want to make sure that the chat keeps moving along, so we won't probably call you out or write names down again or things like that until next chat. So that's just a quick, easy reminder. Let's see.
It's Paprika wants to know, when are we getting a Waluigi song?
There's at least one really good Waluigi song out there I've already seen, to be honest.
We'll get a Waluigi song when he comes into Smash.
You know, that
Except
would be
I say
pretty
that
cool.
and then they'll add him. They're like, oh.
Yeah, they should add him. For all the other characters they're putting in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, the fact that they haven't actually confirmed Waluigi yet, but they've got Piranha Plant and now Joker, I'm like, they should really just put Waluigi in it. And I know he's an assist trophy. They should take him out or change him to a different character and then put Waluigi in the game. That would be a really good idea.
It would be.
Yeah. Somebody once made a Waluigi rap on the internet based on our song, the Wario rap. So same tune, but it's all about Waluigi, which is funny because the challenge is, what do you know about Waluigi? What can you definitively say about Waluigi's character? And this person tried very hard to come up with things that we know about Waluigi, but they didn't have much to go on. So creative, good endeavor.
Grace Files wants to know what our favorite part of the Sonic trailer was. And I assume they're talking about ours, because I don't think the other one's out yet. What was your favorite part of the Sonic trailer?
Favorite part of the Sonic trailer? I don't know, that kiss, man. For good.
Oh, yeah.
So good.
I don't know.
My favorite part was in the bloopers when... I didn't mean to go in. When AJ called Knuckles Tails and Shadow multiple times on accident.
I did that so many times.
Yes, he couldn't seem to remember Knuckles' name.
It was pretty hard.
I was a big fan of our Chow. I think Adriana
True.
did such a good job with a really difficult set of dialogue that we gave her. And it was so fun on set, just watching her nail it every time. It was amazing.
She was amazing. I have to say the Know the Way section that I could not keep a straight face for. It was too funny trying to act like it was a serious conversation, knowing he was about to say, you know, I can show you the way. I'm like, every time he said it, I started laughing because I'm like, this is so ridiculous, but it was a lot of fun. So having Casey back was a really nice thing. Having Jason as Tails, this is the first time working with him, and he knocked it out as Tails. It was really good to have him. It was good to have everybody, though. I'm really happy to have worked with this cast. I'm like, this is a Chow colored ball right here. I'm like,
Yes.
yeah.
I see you, Noodle Plays, and you're going in our ball pit.
Hey, you also had a question. Why was the FNAF musical not going along with the lore, but the Baldi musicals were? That's an excellent question. We tried to follow some of the FNAF lore, but the thing is we started working on it before all the lore was out. So we played along sort of with, I kept track of Matt Pat's game theories about it, which probably a lot of you guys did too. In fact, that's probably how some of you know the lore, is just following his game theory episodes. So we wanted to hit some of the elements, but we didn't want to make it word for word, beat for beat, the same story. To be honest, I think that's not that fun. It doesn't feel as creative to just copy and paste something that was in the game straight onto a music number and call it good. It was more fun in my head to play with the characters, switch things up a little bit, and give ourselves an opportunity to create a new story based on another story. The Baldi one,
I don't really think Baldi has lore per se, though.
yeah, we're faithful to the characters' qualities for the most part, other than when
Yeah.
Baldi catches you in ours. I don't think you die from it or something.
Yeah, and even then, we did deviate from it immediately anyway in camping, because we took characters camping that aren't in the game camping with you, but we put them in our musical camping with us.
And it was the same reason as FNAF, because we saw that as an opportunity to go, well, in the game, you only deal with like the Bully and Cloudy Copter and Baldi when you're out on the field trip. And I was like, what would be more fun is if all the other characters that we'd introduced in the previous one did come camping with you. So even though the game didn't have that, at least at that point, to us, it seemed like a really good opportunity to do something outside the game. And to be honest, since we're talking about it, you're going to get more of that extra canonical Baldi coming really soon. There is going to be another Baldi music video. and it will have very little to do with what's actually in the game.
Hi.
And
Yes.
you meant extra canonical in outside of the canon, right?
Yes.
Yes, it's not extra canon stuff. It's stuff outside of the canon.
Yes.
And he's having a lot of fun with it.
I'm going to have so much fun. It's going to be a real joy to bring these characters back, but to, again, do something even less from the game than you've ever seen. So this is going to be truly an experiment of how much do you guys like the characters and the way they act, not just the game itself. We'll see how you feel about it. Who do we got here?
We have a thank you for Kitten Gamer and Lunatones. You're both in our ball pit.
Hey, welcome to the ball pit.
I was gonna say, I've seen a lot of questions about old musicals. Phrased very poorly. There's a lot of people asking if we can make certain musicals that we've already made. I've seen people asking for a Slender Man musical. I've seen people asking for Fortnite. I think there's a few others in there. And I want to make like a PSA plug. I'm like, if you're new to the channel, please go check out some of our older content. The musicals you guys keep asking for, we might have already made. So just because you're new doesn't mean you can't go look at our older stuff, because you may look at it and be like, wow, they already have a musical of this game I wanted them to make a musical of.
And we've been sharing them on our main YouTube channel page. Every week we change which songs are on there so that you hopefully will be shown one of our 100-something musicals every week, and it'll always be a different one. So if you just come back to the channel every week, you should be able to check out and go, did I see this one yet? No? Okay, good. I'll check this one out. You know, that includes stuff as obscure as like Dead Space. There's a Batman animated one where he drives cars, or not cars. There's an Angry Birds song. There's a Meta Knight song. There's like
Paperboy.
There's a Paperboy song, which is going to be supposedly shown at the Game Developers Conference this year, which I'm really excited about. Yeah, there's a song for so many games. You know, not just FNAF, not just Baldi or Granny. We've been making them about a gazillion things. If you never saw like Bendy, Kindergarten, Cuphead, obviously you saw those ones. Tattletale, Franbo, like, oh man. Papers, Please. Don't Starve. We've done so many of them, and some of those are just like in the last year or two.
We did a Detective Pikachu one too.
Detective Pikachu, before the trailer came out.
I really like our Detective Pikachu.
Yeah, Nate was talking about making the second one, actually.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what we should do with our little bottom ticker when we don't have news. Is just start listing off, like, if you want any of these musicals,
They already exist.
you can go find them. They're already out. We already made them for you. We didn't even know that we were going to make them for you, but we did. And we knew you were going to ask for them eventually, so we made them. So Fortnite is out there too.
Of musicals, Thomas Eiskoff wants to know what our favorite musical was and who your favorite character was in that musical.
Oh!
Also, Rebecca Scowcraft, you're in our ball pit.
Hey, welcome to the ball pit, Rebecca. Favorite musical with a favorite character in that musical?
Yes.
I tend to slant toward Resident Enos, to be honest. That's one of my favorite. And I know some of you guys have been asking about Resident Enos 3. We don't have news for that. Sorry, nothing going on with that right now. I don't know who to say is my favorite character, though. I like them all for different reasons. Like, I like Enos a lot in the first one. I like Mark pretty much equally between them. I think he's great in both. And I feel like Dodger, we planted very, like, shallow seeds in the first one. And then as we started working on the second one, we built her character into a more and more crazy person, which made it more and more fun. So I feel like Dodger has the most potential going forward to be a really fun character for you to do more of them. Because she has so much, like, screws loose in her head that make her, like, unpredictable and kind of wily. And fun like Enos, dangerous like Mark. Like, she's a good, like, in-between between the Mark and the Enos extremes. Anyway, so I can't pick a favorite.
How about you?
It's always tough. Is it favorite to watch, to listen to be in? I'll just say Sonic Boom. I liked making Sonic Boom.
Favorite character?
Eggman.
Eggman!
Eggman is still one of my favorite characters to play on the channel, so it was a blast making the Sonic trailer and getting to be Eggman again, because I like Eggman. I like Dr. Eggman.
There will be no peace.
There will be no peace. He's fun. I really like him.
Have you thought about this yet?
I've been
Do
thinking
you just
the
want
entire
to
time you were
piggyback off
talking.
Nate and be like, oh, Sonic Boom,
No, I
Eggman.
was just gonna say like
No.
Doki Doki.
I do like Doki Doki a lot, so we'll go with Doki Doki.
Just Monica, okay.
And Sayori is just sweet. Like,
Sayori?
it's very difficult to not like Sayori.
Sayori, just Sayori. By the way, I just wanted to... Holly Baker, you're in our ball pit now, too. I keep holding things over my face like, Welcome to the ball pit. So, Sayori. You're Team Sayori?
Sure.
All right. That's fair.
Although Yuri does like bugs, and I do like Yuri. But
I thought you said bugs. I'm like...
Books.
Okay. Works for me. I thought about Kindergarten. I was like, Kindergarten's not my favorite musical, but there's a really good selection of characters in that one. And as a game, I have to commend them that like they have written a lot of really interesting kids for that game. So that's kind of, and not just the kids, but the janitor is a really weird, off the wall but fun character.
I say they're making a second game. So.
I meant to look that up because I haven't seen anything about that still. I wanted to look into Kindergarten 2. I would love to know more about it. No. Cuphead. Cuphead would be a really good one for picking a favorite character. Wow. All right, we're going to have to start throwing these questions back at you guys. So, favorite, what do you want to do? Cuphead character? Cuphead character. Favorite Cuphead character from our musical. It might not be your favorite musical, but your favorite character from it. Let's go with that. I need to know.
I like all you people in the chat who are saying you like Sayori too, and the super smart person who said Sayori who? I saw that.
Who's that? There's no one here named that.
Yeah.
No one here. Question from Ask Master. Are you subscribed to PewDiePie?
No.
I have to double check. I'm actually not certain if Random Encounters is or not. I'm always shocked how many people we are subscribed to that I am not watching, and how many people I'm not subscribed to that I wouldn't mind being subscribed to. So I actually don't know which camp he's in right now. I have to double check, but honestly, none of us watch a lot of Let's Playing. And I know PewDiePie has moved out of that to other things. I would still cheer him on, I think, against T-Series, but only for, because he's one guy.
To like 5 channels.
Yeah.
So.
Random Encounters Lad wants to know Oreo or Nate wants to battle, and I'm just going to tell you, we are very excited that both is an option in our world.
Wait, like in a fight? Like in a cage match? Because I'm going to say Oreo. I'm going to say it because Nate doesn't fight people. Nate's not mean. Not that Oreo is, but Oreo is scrappy and hyper. So I think Nate would be like really quick, like, dude, I'm out. And he'd like back away slowly. I don't think he would get into that fight.
Oh my goodness, we have so much
Oreo,
faith in Oreo.
She'd take that fight to him though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I agree with
Poor
that
guy.
reasoning, but I'm still really glad we get to work with both of them. So.
That's true. Now I want to put them in other, like, what about like a bake-off? What about like
Oreo would win that
debate
too.
club?
Oreo loves baking.
Yeah, she does. Okay. Yeah, even like in a, like I was gonna say, if you had like a sing-off or a dance-off, I'm like, I don't know. They do kind of different styles. I feel like they both like anime stuff, but honestly, I'm like the Nate style is different from her style, so that's gonna depend on your.
That would be a fun like singing battle.
Yeah,
like,
we have to organize this.
I would like to see that.
I want to do a duet with them. I want them to do a duet on Random Encounters.
I think in a battle between Oreo and Nate Wants to Battle in a singing competition, the audience just wins.
There you go. That's who wins.
Oh, someone's favorite Cuphead character is the Matt Pat Bird.
I see some Team King Dice.
Cuphead, here's the star. It was like higher than that.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see. Other questions?
Does Oreo like Oreos? Yes. Oreo loves Oreos.
The question from Night of Vesti. Oh, wait. No, did I read that one wrong?
I don't.
Oh, yes. Does that mean Who's Your Daddy is next in April? We have not talked about the game Who's Your Daddy even once, I think.
Nope.
Although I know it's still popular. So, to be honest, we do read the comments. If you guys keep commenting certain video games, we are more likely to make a musical about them. I don't want to like give you guys too much like, oh yeah, let's go spam all the comments. But the thing is, if several different people ask for the same thing, can you guys think of any examples of games where we were asked about it repeatedly?
Granny,
Baldi.
Baldi's Basics,
Sally
Bendy, Sally Face. A lot of them actually.
Doki Doki Literature Club,
Doki
yeah.
Doki.
Neighbor.
Hello Neighbor, yeah. So yeah, if you guys are more vocal in the comments about certain games, we do take notice. The one exception maybe being Subnautica, because we haven't figured out how to make a musical about that. So we're just going to let that chill still, I think.
And Detroit Become Human.
That's
I know
true.
A ton of people asked for
Yeah.
that one, but that was another one that we're not equipped to do that for you. We would
Yeah.
love to be equipped to do that for you, and it's
not to say it couldn't happen in the future still, but
but we do like to pay attention to you guys and give you things that you like, as well as doing projects that we specifically
it's true.
like.
Nobody asked for the Sonic movie one, but we're like, this is gonna come out soon. There's gonna be a movie trailer, and then we're all gonna be like, oh, Sonic's legs, or whatever. And I'm like, we should do something before that happens.
I think one of our longest running fans, AJ, asked for it.
Oh, AJ asked for it. I asked for it. I was gonna say Neff and Joe asked for it.
That's true. Neff has been
She
asking
was
for a
hoping
long
for more of a
time.
Chow Garden song, I think, and we didn't give her a lot of Chow Garden stuff in this one.
No.
But a Chow showed up in it, and that's what matters. Yeah.
Oh, someone says they know the way. We don't know the way. But thankfully Knuckles shows us.
I was taught the way, actually. It was to be good to your friends, be a nice person, to be happy and trusting, and all sorts of good qualities. Some of those didn't sound like, they actually sound like brainwashing.
Neb64 wants to know what, I'm sorry, that was Neb64, wants to know what your favorite Super Smash Brothers game is.
My favorite? Alright, so you can light the torches, and you can come at me. Don't at me about this, but I like the N64 Super Smash Brothers best still. I have a problem, but I really like how simple that game was, and I played it probably the most, maybe outside of Melee. I did play a lot of Melee, but the physics in Super Smash Brothers N64 are, when you hit someone, they fly. They always fly. There is a lot of flying that people do. And the later games, they added what I call punching bag physics, where you can beat on characters, and you can even hear it in the sound. Instead of like these like clacky punching sounds that like knock people for a loop, you get these like sick little thump sounds, like thump, 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 thump. And it's just them taking damage without knockback. And I don't like how prevalent that's become, where you can just sit there and like beat on somebody without having to chase them down to hit them again and again. I liked that there was more what felt like good comboing to me, because it combined more platforming, having to follow someone getting thrown across the stage and keep hitting them and chase them down like that. So that's just me, but I don't like the punching bag physics. I like that hard-hitting knockback effect that is in the first one. I have a lot to say about this.
Melee. I like Melee. Melee was my favorite Smash Brothers game. Because it introduced my boy, Mr. Game & Watch!
Mr. Game & Watch!
Mr. Game & Watch!
Mr. Game & Watch. He's a good dude, I guess.
What's your favorite Smash Brothers game, Glenn?
I have only ever played Ultimate, so
Hey.
I don't think I'm qualified.
But
to
everyone is
answer.
here.
And I like playing Ultimate.
You can play
I
as the Inkling.
am now curious about playing the other ones, because I'm not sure I realized just how differently the like fight dynamic was in some of them. But yeah, I like it. I'm more than willing to play more.
Yeah, only Ultimate has K. Rool in it, so it might be the best Smash Brothers game.
Because of the blunderbuss.
Yes! It's such a good move. It was in my dreams when I was like, K. Rool should be in this game. I was like, and he can use the blunderbuss, and he can shoot, and he can suck people up. And then they did it. And I was like, what? They actually did it. It was very fulfilling. Did you guys have a character like that? Nate, did you have a character that you've been waiting for them to put in, and then they put in, it was actually like pretty close or nothing like, a character that you wanted?
I can't think of any character that I really wanted them to put in, now that I think about it.
Yeah. Or they just haven't put any of the ones in that you wanted.
No, I mean, nobody's jumping out from any of the games that I feel like, oh man, they should really add this character.
Now I can think of somebody. What about Ganondorf? Because he wasn't in N64, and then they put him in Melee. How did you feel about when he...
Ganondorf kind of got shafted. I feel like it's really weird for... And granted, he's moved a little... like an incy-bincy bit farther away from being a clone. But it is pretty rude that the main villain of one of the biggest franchises that Nintendo works with, or owns, is a clone of freaking Captain Falcon.
Yeah, and Captain Falcon is
like
already
Captain
like a
Falcon.
joke moveset.
But, yeah, it's like, it's Ganondorf. He should not be a clone of an F-Zero character.
Yeah.
Which, I should also say, I feel like the series Zelda gets shafted as it is in that game.
Mm-hmm.
There's like 800 Fire Emblem characters. There's only 3 Zelda characters, and it's Link, Zelda, and Ganon. And
there's like 20 different versions
technically
of Link.
there's
but...
Sheik, but Sheik is still Zelda. Spoilers if you've never played Ocarina of Time by now.
Go play it. It's actually
And I
a good
do
game.
like to play Sheik more than Zelda, but it's still the same character.
And I
in
still
canon.
feel weird about splitting them up, to be honest. They didn't start out as different characters. They started as the same character, like Pokemon Trainer, and you'd switch between them depending on which playstyle you wanted. That made the most sense for that character to be like, hey, she's technically both characters, so you can just change back and
Yeah,
forth.
and it's like, and there's 3 Links. Like, we don't need Link, Young Link, and Toon Link.
Yeah.
Oh, we
No.
do.
It's
Not
like,
really.
We definitely
There's
do.
so many Zelda characters they could add.
We need Tingle more than we need 3 Links.
Yes.
We need
Tingle.
Linkle more than we need 3
Linkle.
Links.
Uh,
Who's in our ball pit?
Diaco 500 GDES, which is a fun
Hey!
name to write. You're in the ball pit.
Welcome to the ball pit.
Also, Alyssa May 11 asked us, what is our favorite set that we've had for a musical?
Oh, great question. Thank you to our mods for helping keep track of some of these because we do lose them. The question's not the sets. Favorite set for a musical? I mean, I might go out there and say Resident Enos,
It's a good one.
but we didn't make that set. That was standing. It was actually built from elements of
Crimson Peak.
Crimson Peak, thank you. And Guillermo del Toro actually had kind of an event going on around that project. So anyway, that was a good set. Our Godzilla the musical was also shot on a set that used actual props and some location pieces from the movie, the Godzilla movie. So that was cool. I think that was a good set. Basically, any sets that we didn't have to make were the good sets. What about you guys? Could include locations, probably.
Yeah, and I think our Friday the 13th set was really, really fitting for the entire shoot.
True.
And it was fun. It was a little cold, but it was fun. And a little creepy in places. So I think I might have to go with that. I think that's like one of the major times I've actually been like on location for any of the musicals that we did. A lot of times it's in our garage, or actually this room was used for Granny once upon a time, and like it's fun. There's something really nice about being able to just like step out and be like, oh, I'm in a house that I know and everything's easy and I know where the soda is. But it is cool also to get that experience of going out and doing a long night shoot somewhere else.
Nate, you got any?
I like Biffalo Bub's Well.
Biffalo Bub's Well.
Biffalo Bub's Well.
He's got a real nice well.
It was a good looking set considering, and it worked. It was fun. I mean, the mulch was a little uncomfortable to stand on sometimes, but I liked it. It was a fun set.
Yeah. We've been lucky to actually, several of the places we've lived have had good production spaces. It's one of the things we always look for when we have to move is, okay, where's the next house that will have rooms we can just turn into sets as needed? And that enables us to do stuff like a well out in our garage or even in our stairway if we have to. Yeah. I feel like we just used that we used it several times for the Sonic movie.
Yes.
Several sets in that one that turned out pretty well. We're going to be using some of our house again for Sally Face, I think. So, yeah. Stay tuned.
Penny Pickles asked if we kept any of the props from our musicals at all. Did we keep any of those?
Just
many.
about all of them. Yep.
Yeah, this is on our list of things to do. Is go through them all and be like, do we really need this anymore?
So I know you also asked if we could show any of them to you. There's so many we could not bring them all up here. There's literally, if you go into our garage, there's an entire wall of shelving, and it's just full of all the things that we've used in musicals. It's full of old phones. It's full of random weapons. It's full of all fake weapons.
Some mostly fake weapons.
Full of like random things that got made. Like First Prize is just sitting down there.
He's chilling. Cloudy Copter's down there too.
Yeah.
Pan Stan's down there.
Pan Stan. How do we have so many murderous creatures all in the same room together?
Well, we don't separate them well. They might be plotting against us.
Yes, the uprising. We have the FNAF puppets down the hall, actually. We have 2 versions of Balloon Boy at this point. One whose head is not attached, and one whose head is very much attached, and he can go chase you down the street if you want.
And we have I mean, it's a costume, but we have two versions of the murder
True.
bear suit. One that has been
Yes.
destroyed and one that has not been destroyed.
Yeah, Phone Guy's murder suit.
I
Two
think
versions.
I like having those around too. I like having the like completely bashed up version of something because we needed to, and then the like new shiny version because we found out we needed that afterward too. It's weirdly legit feeling to have multiple versions of the same prop.
Is there a prop that gives you special like pride or joy whenever you see it downstairs, like waiting for you? Is it the fish?
No, it is
The
not the
fish.
fish.
The dead, gross
I hate the
fish.
fish. There's no good comes from the fish, guys. The fish.
All good comes
Her
from
Fish is
reaction
gross.
is what's good that comes from the
I
fish.
don't actually know where the fish is right now because I made a mistake. And I actually live in a little bit of terror. I'm gonna like open a drawer in the kitchen one day and just find the fish.
If you didn't watch our April Fool's joke from several years ago with Sega Bass Fishing of the Dead, which combines Sega Bass Fishing and House of the Dead, take a look at it sometime. There are a bunch of really gross dead fish in it, and there's one that's not actually dead, but he's a prop dead fish, and he lives in our house someplace.
He got used again for the Granny musical. You might have seen me pull him out of Granny's drawer and question my entire life as to why I'm touching it. And it lived in that drawer for like the last year.
He's rubber and kind of sticky and looks gross.
He's
And
less
then-
sticky now.
And then I was like, you know what? He should leave. And I put him under a piece of the set for Sonic, thinking that maybe I might get some kind of reaction, and the boys might know that maybe we should just retire him.
The reaction was sad. I was like, oh.
The direction is, oh, there's the fish.
And they moved it, and now I don't know where the fish is. And now I need it back in the drawer where I know where it is.
Call the Undead Fish hotline if this is going to traumatize.
I need Sam and Dean Winchester to come and take care of
Oh,
this
he's not that
fish.
bad.
Yes,
He would
is.
join them. He'd get cool like
He would
sunglasses
not.
and he'd ride in the back of the car.
No.
There's the fish.
Guys, like, help me out on this. You know Sam and Dean would not like this fish. Dean especially would not like the fish.
Nate, do you have a prop that...
Prop. I like Pan Stan.
Pan Stan,
I
he's
really-
pretty well made.
He's
accurate.
he's not hard to make. It's like use some rope and tie a frying pan to a stick.
Yeah,
But every time I see him in the garage, I'm like, hey, Pan Stan.
there he is.
You know, the prop that I actually did get a lot of joy out of that is actually now gone,
What?
is Can Do, the balloon.
Oh, you're right, Mr.
That's
Can
you
Do.
use her a lot.
We kept him for as long as his helium would last.
Which was like 6 months.
It was really impressive.
Yeah, it was a long
and then
time.
eventually it died a slow death, and rather than leave him on the floor for the cats to maul, we
Yeah.
got rid of him.
Because the cats grew to like him more the weaker he got.
But we should get him back sometime. I liked having Can Do in the house.
Yeah, he made me happy. All these FNAF Ground Zero characters that we like kept around.
Well, they're silly and they're fun.
Yeah, they were fun. I would say, I mean, one of the ones that always jumps out to me that I always have like a lot of pride in is the flamethrower from FNAF the Musical. I really like that chainsaw flamethrower. It's not held together as well anymore because we've had to move it and it's sat on the wrong parts, which have bent the blade a little bit and things like that. So, but we like to keep props like that, and that's one that if you have somebody come over to like hang out, and you're like, oh, here's the prop wall, you can grab that one, and they're immediately like, whoa, that's legit. And it doesn't actually shoot flames, and it's not even a chainsaw, it's a hedge trimmer. But it still looks scary, and you can still turn it on, and you can still pull the trigger and freak people out a little bit. So, which is my favorite thing to do.
I was pretty proud of the medic's backpack that never got to show up.
Oh
Because
yeah,
it broke.
Oh,
That
so
was the worst
fast.
prop.
Yeah.
so sad.
Balloon Boy is also a really good prop. The new one that is running again, we have one that actually functions. He's a lot of fun. We should do, you know how we did the first prize, like obstacle course?
Yeah.
We should do a Balloon Boy obstacle course sometime too.
Oh.
And then we'll like film that, and we'll have another challenge where people have to like
He's
control
a lot more
Balloon Boy.
fickle.
Yeah, he is. He's gonna be like, it's not gonna be user error. It's gonna be like, this guy doesn't drive straight. What is he doing?
Yeah.
But that'll make it all the more fun, I think, to film. We should do that. We should do that soon. Be good. It'd be
Okay. So stay tuned for AJ doing
Just like
obstacle courses.
This
again.
year we should do the Arms Olympics, where you guys have to wear the same arms that I used for Arms of a
Oh, that
Fighter.
sounds terrible. Can we not?
No, it'll be fine. We have to do little challenges with the arms.
I
That'd be great.
remember like your arms like dripping sweat inside some of those, and
Yeah.
like
Well, that
getting
was just
like
because it was like
torn
110
up.
degrees out.
It was
Like,
pretty hot.
but you were also getting scratched up by some of the metal ones, and like.
Okay, alright.
I'll die. I'll die.
No, you'll be fine.
Oh, I'll be fine, guys.
Sorry, we spent a while on the prop question, but it was a good question. So,
It was.
um,
Somebody, and I meant to remember their name, but they asked what our favorite board game was.
favorite board game? That is a good question.
Yeah, because we like playing board games a lot. We have cabinets and cabinets downstairs of board games, and we break them out at least once a week, usually. It's a good hobby.
Well,
Do you have
what
a
are some of the favorite? Pick one. Pick one. I can't pick just one. Love me some gaming.
He likes the ogre game. I can't think of the name.
Race
of
for the Treasure. It's like a kid's game. It's for like 5-year-olds, and it's as simple as you like pull random tiles and try to like make a little path to the treasure. I like that game. No, I have like a rotating I have several favorites. Pandemic Legacy is an incredible game. I cannot recommend that enough for you guys. I think it's so good. Shadows over Camelot is one of my oldest favorites, and it's a really simple like Knights of the Round Table kind of game where you work together. I like cooperative games if you're not getting that. Arkham Horror is actually a really fun game, although we have an older edition of it, so I don't know if the newer edition is quite as much fun. And lately we've been playing a lot of Mansions of Madness, actually, which is a little like D&D, but it's kind of got more of a board to it. And there's a bunch of games we haven't even tried yet, so... What about you guys? Any games there that I missed that you think are good ones?
I have like a love-hate relationship with Betrayal. Betrayal at House on the Hill. Because I really, really like the exploration of the house part. I like that the board changes every time that you play. And I even really like being the traitor most of the time. But the endings are almost never as smooth as I want them to be. So I end up like going, oh, this is such a fun game. And then sometimes in like the last 5 minutes of the game going, this is not such a fun game. So I like to list it under my favorites still, but I understand it has issues.
It's so weird that you like to be the traitor. I hate being the traitor.
Love being the traitor.
No, everyone hates you then. You're the bad guy. I don't want to be the bad guy. Everybody will hate me.
Everybody already hates you.
Oh, okay.
I mean, is it
I'll
any
just
worse
embrace
than me
that.
trying to kill you in mansions because I've gone insane?
No, that's more okay because it's not your fault you went insane. Or maybe it is.
It's not my fault I become the traitor, but I like it.
Nate, favorite board games?
I really like Mansions. I've
Yeah.
enjoyed Mansions. I feel like the game's got some issues with swarming you with enemies sometimes. And you're like, how and why am I supposed to be prepared for this? But for the most part, it's mostly balanced, I feel like. Yeah, I mean, I do like Betrayal if it was less broken. I feel like the house exploration's fun. I like the idea of the haunts. I like that whole premise. But I feel like they're always strangely one-sided. Like, they didn't play test them properly. And no matter which side you're on, you're either going to be mega jacked or mega effed.
Yep, you go kind of either way. There's a question from Libby. Has there ever been a moment when you're filming in a costume and everybody out in public that sees you can't stop staring at you? Anything like that? Ever gone out filming in public?
Yes, we've gone out filming in public. I was trying to think of what actually was like the most striking, because I feel like most people just tend to mind their own business. Like most people actually don't care. They're just kind of like, somebody is clearly over there doing something, and if there's a camera involved, I think they are very apt to just make their own explanation of, oh, they're clearly filming something, clearly a costume. I think it would be different if, you know, we all just decided to wear those just to go out to eat or something. And I do know we went to Starbucks right before filming the Deltarune song, and Susie and Chris were both in full costume, Oreo and Angie Viper. There were definitely some looks. Someone actually walked up and asked them what they were doing. Very kindly. It wasn't like, what are you doing? It was like, so what are you doing?
Do you dress like this normally?
Yes.
As a matter of fact.
I think the weirdest look I actually have ever gotten was for Sonic, because I helped AJ do a pickup shot where I was Big the Cat for 2 seconds. And we were going to get in the car, and I'd forgotten that I was even wearing the Big the Cat hoodie, but it has like this massive tail coming off your butt. And there was another guy getting out of his car who was vastly amused by my tail. I think that's the weirdest.
Okay.
I'm sure I got plenty of looks as Lancer.
Yeah.
I wasn't really like watching people to see if they were looking at me, but I'm sure everybody in that park who walked by saw the chubby guy in the skin tight suit. But I was also in a face mask, so at least they didn't see my face. They didn't know who it was. They just knew someone was in there.
Yeah. So way, way, way back when we filmed Needle Mouse the musical, I remember this one because it's one of those like embarrassing moments that like sometimes almost makes a list, but it doesn't. I had to do Amy Rose's part, and like I wasn't accustomed to doing a lot of filming still at that point, like out in public in silly costumes. So this is like, you know, just out of college, me dressed as Amy Rose, walking to this pool, passing all these college girls. They're not even from our college. They're some other college or something. And they all start catcalling me walking by them. And I was a little mortified about it. I was like, this is weird. I don't know what I'm doing. Why am I here? Is this worth it even? Yeah. Now it wouldn't bother me, I think, nearly as much because I've just gotten used to doing it. I'm like, whatever. But back then, it was kind of a big deal to be like, I already feel kind of weird about doing this. And then having people react like that was like, But since then, I've been like queuing like the Honey Pop one. We had to walk. I was thinking about this one too the other day. Had to walk across like a basketball court full of like tough guys, and somehow ended up like alone doing it, dressed as like this love fairy. And I remember being like, just don't make eye contact. This is gonna be weird. They're gonna be all, and like nobody said anything. Like you'd be surprised how little people actually tend to interact with you. It's a weird thing. Maybe they were too uncomfortable. They're like, we don't want him to come touch us or something. Just don't make eye contact with a love fairy.
That's a good piece of advice for you just in life. Don't make eye contact with the love fairy.
I clearly looked so tough. They were afraid, to say anything. They're like, he'll beat us up, all of us. Yeah, they avoided me. There you go. It is 1 o'clock. We have an important tax meeting to go to today. I know, it's my least favorite thing in the world is dealing with taxes.
Your favorite.
But it is that time. So if we want to hit like one more question.
One more question. Okay, guys, we're on last question. Give us something good.
Yeah. While we're doing that, we have a live chat every month.
Yes, we do. First Saturday of every month. So the next one will be in
you got a phone. I don't.
April. That's what comes after March.
That is what comes after March.
And it will, in fact, be on April 6th.
April 6th. Okay.
And it's always at noon our time, which is Pacific Standard something. I don't remember. California.
Other things that we like to say. Please use the notification bell if you haven't done that already, because the subscribe button doesn't always do its job anymore. But the bell does a good job.
We miss you guys when you aren't around. We make these things for you, so we
so
really
when we
do
make
want you
like
to see it.
a Deltarune musical for the fans of Deltarune on the channel, and then none of them get a chance to see it, it's not so your fault. It's YouTube not telling you, hey, remember that Deltarune game you liked a lot, and then Random Encounters made a musical about it? Maybe you'd enjoy it. Yeah, you shouldn't have to wait for us to tell you in a live chat once a month if your favorite game's made into a musical. YouTube should be telling you that. So please use that notification bell, because the subscribe button might not tell you, but that bell will. If you guys have been waiting for a convention, we don't have any of those on the schedule.
Not yet, but we are always looking to, and if you want to bring us to a convention near you, they usually have a little form on their website there you can suggest guests. Go and suggest us. If they think that you want to see us, they're much more likely to bring us, and we'd love to go wherever you are. There's a pretty good question from Rebecca Scowcroft, or I don't know if you want to answer that Shovel Werewolf one. It's come up twice.
We can.
Do it.
We don't have to make it the last question because it's pretty simple. Curioner, I think, if I read that correctly. Question about Shovel Werewolf. Will we ever meet Susan again, or a family member of Biffalo Bub? Well, thank you for your question. I'm glad you like the Shovel Werewolf.
Has Biffalo Bub got any family?
Susan, maybe. Biffalo Bub, no.
Oh!
It says family members of Biffalo Bub.
What about a wife? Like
we will never.
Biffalo Betty?
No, Biffalo Bub is a generally one and done villain of a season. Maybe we'll see him again in the future. No guarantees. Probably not. But sorry. He's got aliens to worry about this season. Aliens are gonna torment him.
I am real excited about these aliens. You guys have to wait till we get closer, I think, to find out more about the aliens that abducted him.
And you will get to see Shovel Werewolf in October. It comes back every October.
Every October. Until we run out of Shovel Werewolf to make. We'll see when that day comes, though.
Sooner than you think.
Somewhere up there,
Yep.
Rebecca Scowcroft asked us if we could have any other giant toy besides a ball pit in our house for free.
Ooh.
Which giant toy would we pick?
Are you offering?
No. And I think it's cheating to say a second ball pit.
Didn't I say something just the other day?
You said
I was
you
like-
wanted a castle.
Oh, I did. I complained that I wanted a castle.
Like a real castle or a bouncy castle?
Somebody had a castle in the backyard that they'd made out of their like gazebo kind of overhang thing. So their porch had little like spires on it and like little flags on the tops and stuff. I was like, that's cool. So I wanted a castle.
A bouncy castle does sound good.
It
though.
does. I actually think a bouncy
not bad.
castle in the backyard would be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Which our neighbors have sometimes.
Yeah,
feel like
I think they rent it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I go for a bouncy castle though. I might go for like a jungle gym to be honest first.
Why?
Because they're fun, obviously.
I saw you on a jungle gym for Sonic. It was not pretty.
Maybe like a ropes course. That would be kind of fun.
A rock wall.
No.
Yes!
I don't want to.
Yes!
That takes too much work.
A wall and the rock next to it.
There you go. A wall that the rock waits next to. You call it your rock wall.
Skating rink.
I would say an
that would
ice
be
rink
fun
would be
too.
fun. I wouldn't mind it like an ice rink, but that's like not the same as a big toy like this.
No. I always see the like giant bean bags that you can fit like 6 people on. And those are fun. I'm not sure if they actually count
We
as
had an
toys.
offer, a sponsorship offer from one of those once. And I went,
Yeah.
Peter, I really want to do this. I want this enormous beanbag. And he was like, what are they paying? And I'm like, they're not. And he's like, we're going to be setting a strange precedent where we take sponsorships, but no one has to pay us if you do that. And I was like, ugh. But he was right. I was like, this is technically not a good business thing to change the rules depending on who's doing what. So we didn't get the giant beanbag, and now I'm sad about it. But a mini golf course is the other thing that I think I'd actually really like to have. When I was a kid, I wanted to like design a mini golf course, and my dad actually helped me build like a hole for it. So I had like one mini golf course hole where you had to like putt the ball through like a little like barn or something. It had like a tunnel through the middle to get to the hole on the other side. And I thought it was so cool. And I wanted to make like more of them. And my dad was like, well, let's just start with one. And then we didn't do any others. But it was still a cool thing. Like we'd have like friends that like Nate would come over. And I'd be like, you want to play mini golf?
I don't remember this.
No, it was upstairs. We had to move it for like filming and stuff.
I might have played it. I just don't remember it.
It wasn't that good. Like it was one hole. So. And it was a straight shot through the little barn. But who did you add?
I'm a little concerned actually
Why?
because the Shadow Walker is in the ball pit with us.
The Shadow Walker. He's lost in the. He's here someplace. Yeah, great questions today. Thank you guys so much. Again, we have a live chat every month. If you have a specific question about a new musical, like the Deltarune one or our Sonic musical, we do comments videos as well. So you can go leave your question as a comment, and we might actually include it in another comments video.
And I know I at least also just go through the comments in general, and I do try to answer questions as they come up. So if you have one, leave it. We'll try and pay as much attention as possible.
I was thinking about gaming stuff, Nate. Did you want to tease anybody about any gaming stuff coming to Random Encounters this year?
Sure.
It might be a good time to start.
We are prepping the return of Replayed. So any of you who remember our gaming channel, Replayed, where we do some Let's Plays, we're planning on bringing that back. Probably not until about May or June, I think, is what we're looking at.
Yeah.
Because we're still pretty busy with what we're working on now. But yeah, we've got some ideas floating around about different stuff that we can do for it. One of the biggest things we have is obviously Nintendo announced Super Mario Maker for the Switch. So that is definitely going to mean the return of Meet Your Maker. which, if you haven't seen that, is a short-lived series we did with me and AJ on Replayed, where we make nasty levels for each other.
It was so much fun.
Force each other to go through them.
They're so terrible too. Some of them were like supposed to be unbeatable. The worst one, you can go back and watch the episode, was one called Captain Toad Must Die, and I made this Captain Toad-esque level where he had no choice but to die immediately, and Nate beat it in 3 tries. I was so mad. You wouldn't believe how long I spent making this unbeatable level that he cleared in like 3 tries.
You can freeze frame on AJ's face as like the horror and sadness washes over his face.
It was a shame. So anyway, we're excited to bring that back along with some other kind of interesting game programming for that. So stay tuned. There will be new announcements.
And we have some friends in the chat. David King and Kayla Berry, who have both been on our channel. I think they were both in the Dairy Simulator, but David's been in a lot more. They're watching right now. So,
hey,
hi,
what's going on, guys? They're getting married this year.
They are.
Very exciting. We're going to be there to watch. Not just to watch. We're going to we'll dance and eat and stuff like that too or whatever.
Maybe.
But maybe. Who knows? Maybe we'll sit in the corner awkwardly and just watch people instead. Well, that sounds fun too.
But it's always nice to see friends in the chat. If you guys remember David King, you could tell him what the favorite character of his that you've seen is. He's done a lot.
I gotta say, I like his Professor Oak a ton. A lot. But Dr. Bad Boon is a weirdly really
Dr.
old,
Bad
really
Boon.
obscure one that he was really good in. Obviously T-Block from Tetris. He knocked it out in Cuphead voicing the Blind Spectre. That character he did a really good job with too. So he does a really good job with all of them. But yeah. Any other announcements other than the replayed one? I'm wearing a Random Encounter shirt. You can buy those. The link is in the description. You don't have to if you don't want to. But we sell hats and mugs, I think, too. So
We do.
if you don't like to wear clothes, you can still drink your coffee or something instead.
I saw a lot of people here and there commenting on my shirt. You can buy this on the Baldi's Basics shop. He has a shop through Baldi's Basics website, I think. Right?
Yeah.
Is it?
I think so.
So if you want to sweep, you can go there and buy it.
That's
Not
good.
sponsored.
Not sponsored, no. That's their money, their characters, their property. We just like it.
All right. I think it might be time to sign off.
To sign off? Okay, remember, use that notification bell, please. And we can't wait to make more videos for you guys. We make one every Friday. We change the music on the main page every Friday. Yeah, that's it. You ready? We're going to do this. All right. We're not going to cut it off this time either. Because last live chat, we cut off the beard salute a little early. So we'll make sure we get it in this time. Ready? 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 All right. HOAJ beard salute. Woo! Bye, everybody. Oh, this is the frantic ball hunt. He's going to ball. Where's the ball? Next noodle place? Sierra Ogden. Kitten Gamer.
Nathan Vlogs.
Shadow Walker. Hit the camera.